What's good, y'all? It's your boy Need for Sheed coming back with another episode of my podcast. I'm just reminiscing. And today I got one of my bros that I went to college with. It's been a long time coming. Me and him been trying to get everything situated. We finally got time to sit down and get everything situated. But I want y'all guys to welcome my boy Pankey. My boy Pankey to the show. Pankey, say what's up to the people for me.
What up, peeps? What's going on, man?
What's going on to the people out there? And yes, his last name is Pankey for real. So don't get it twisted. We from the South, but that is a real name. But yeah, man, it's good seeing you, man. Good talking to you. We talked off camera for a little while. It was good catching up, talking about a lot of different things, sports, how college was, everything like that. So it's just good to have you on here, man. And just getting up here to talk and catch up, man. It's been years. It's been
Long
literally
time,
years. But it's good to always find a way to catch up, though, man. I can't even lie about that.
Yeah, I already know, man. I was thinking about UT Martin the other day.
The UTM days, man. Because we had about a good year and a half before you ended up leaving.
It was about a good year and a half.
About a good year and a half before you ended up leaving. So we had a good amount of time within that year.
We did the camp resident thing.
We did the YSA camp thing, make a couple easy money. It was so much easy money to be made in Martin, and that was a good way for you not to have to go home, because then a lot of us did not want to go home, and that was the perfect way, because they gave us food stamps too. Man, it was
that was love right there.
Right.
For
$100 worth of food stamps. What? Because the pay was trash, but the food stamps, I was like, I'm not paying for groceries though.
Not paying for them groceries.
Right. So that $200 they used to give us every 2 weeks, I was like, man, that $200, I could do what I want to, because it was free housing. And I had food stamps for groceries. So, and we was in Martin. We weren't going nowhere anyway.
And one shit expensive in Martin.
Right. We was going to Hutter House to go eat. I remember it was snowing. It was that year. It was snowing outside. We walked to Hutter House.
To Hutter House. Then the Chinese play.
Oh yeah, we went over there. We went to Dragon Buffet before, but then we went to the other one. Over there by Jack's. We went over there. I went over there and ate a few times. Hoonans. Went over there to Hoonans. So,
and then Jack's with what's the Impossible Hot Wing, whatever that was.
Man, them 50-cent wings and margaritas. That's what we used to do. So we had somewhere to go, and it was the summertime. So we was just like, bro, when y'all free? Exactly. Hey, or we'll go to Union City, go to Applebee's or something like that. It had a skating rink, had bowling. It was.
They had to drive to Paducah to get the lift.
Right, we all in Kentucky, about 15 minutes away. We're going to Fulton, going to get the liquor store. But all we had to do was send one person, whoever wasn't working right then. Hey, bro, go to the liquor store. We all finna send you the money. Just buy all the bottles, bring it back. Because as soon as we get off, we finna drink. Because we ain't had nothing else to do. We went to the gym. We went to work.
Yep. That was the crew though. Me, you, CJ, Caleb.
That summer was crazy. We out there just chilling. Out there volleyball, playing volleyball. It was barbecued when we felt like it.
Yeah, that was the time. And then volleyball used to get intense.
Get intense because we playing with the residents. We playing with everybody else working for the summer. It was just different.
The freshmen.
Right. Right. Then here they come when they come for a SOAR. So that's when we met some of them, and we out there kicking it with them. It was just a good time in general. Just what we used to do over the summer, man. It was fun. And like I said, it kept you from having to go home.
Yeah.
You get a couple of dollars in your pocket. It's free housing. You get food stamps, and they give you about $200 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that showed what it was for me. I'm sitting here like, I gotta stay up here anyway because I gotta take this freaking class in the summer.
Right. So what can I do to make some money? Hey, if you want to do this job, you can you can make a couple of $100 every 2 weeks.
And
There's
not pay
free
off.
housing. Cause it lasted all the way until basically school started.
Yeah, I think in the first couple of weeks of July, but they still let you stay.
Right. They let you stay through the end of July and let you move in early in August.
Yeah.
So it lasted to probably the first week of August. Then after the first week of August, you got to either you can move into your dorm early,
Right.
and stuff like that. So yeah, because I moved off campus after that year. That's why I moved to the reserves. So I had to move all my stuff over there.
Man, the reserve. Shit.
Yeah, had to move all my stuff over there.
Fun time.
Oh yeah, extremely fun. I stayed over there for 3 years. So
man, it was a fun time.
Yeah, it was extremely fun over there, and
do my dirt over there, and
man, you gotta do what you gotta do, and you get rolled. That's all it was. Hey man, make it happen. Boom, get in, get out, go do what you gotta do. And then summer, especially over the summer, we was all kicking it again. And then I stayed over there. That's when Gus and them stayed over there. It was just during the summertime, we went to the gym and we kicked it all day. And finding a school job, that was love. Finding a school job was love. And plus my rent was already paid for the year. I mean, for the summer. So I was like, I'm not gonna pay this rent and then go home to Memphis for 2 months and then come back up. No, I'm gonna stay up here, find a job up here. And every year I was able to find a summer job, some type of summer job, some type of school job.
So
I can make a couple dollars.
There with the hookups, man.
Huh. I had to hook up and everything. Oh, y'all need this? Can I be a summer RA again? Boom. Let me do what I say. Let me do this. Boom. Just something to make some dollars.
You know, Aunt Kep was posted.
He was like, hey, bro, y'all can, you can be a summer desk worker. Hey, man, if you can give me a job, I don't care what I'm doing during the summer. So, man, that was really good times, man. And it's crazy how quickly those times can disappear. It's quick. But I can't complain about nothing that we done. It was fun, man. It was fun. But now we all grown, living in different things. Like right now, you down in Texas, and the weather down there right now, I don't know. They took a page out of Chicago or Minnesota or something, and just like let's come down south.
Man, I don't know what they decided on. I know that this snow came in Texas
and stayed. It wasn't like we finna, come for a little minute, a day or two, and we gonna leave. They was like, nah, we're gonna stay here for a little minute.
You know how the South is with snow. Snow come in this one day, everything's canceled. Next day, everything picks back up.
Right. Right now, they said we got a little delayed flight, so we're gonna stay over a little bit longer.
Man, flight delayed a week here.
A week. So you gotta stay here an extra week because we ain't leaving yet. That's exactly what they doing down there right now. And it's crazy out here how crazy it is. But I mean, even like I said, essential workers, even some essential workers can't even go to work because of that much snow.
Man, I know.
Depending on what your job field is.
I know you going to work. I was going in to work. Was that Monday morning? I called myself. I'm like, well, clean out the driveway. Think I'm finna go to work. Shit. That ice said, no.
Nah, you staying pimping. You staying here pimping.
We got different plans for you. You better call somebody.
Right. Call them, tell them, I ain't gonna be able to make it today.
Shit.
But I bet you ain't the only one. I bet you weren't the only one that had to.
Man, no, shit, man. See so many cars in the ditch. Just trying to go. And I think like that's the part that gets me. I'm like, if you don't have to be out in this, why risk it?
Right. if you gotta get something to eat, if you gotta get groceries or something to eat, that's understandable. You gotta take that chance. But if you got food in the house, you got if you got all your essential needs in the house, you got toilet tissue, you got food, you got something to drink, bro. If you don't stay in the house,
There ain't no point.
right now y'all got frozen pipes and everything. It's just,
Blackouts and shit.
bro. I'm like, y'all going through it a lot. I'm like, that's crazy. And like I said, with you being an essential worker in an essential field, this is even tough, even more tough because it's like, man, we really gotta go if we because they're gonna find a way to get you to work.
Yeah. Like you gotta come to work.
I was
Even
like,
if you're not able to make it back home, we'll give you a cot to sleep on.
I've seen it. I've seen it a couple of times on Facebook, Snapchat. I've seen a couple of nurses, and they was like, "Man, I'm here till Friday. I'm here till Saturday." Something like that. They're not letting us leave to then, and you got these beds on the floor. You got these cots and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, they really keeping y'all here?"
Yeah, they really do. But I told them, I was like, man, I can't do that.
No,
It's like, for me, it's like I can't leave my wife and kid at home
right.
for no long period of time like that. Especially not nothing like this. You don't know what's gonna happen. Lights going on and off. You know how crazy stuff is nowadays. People try anything.
Right. So it's like, nah, man, I'd rather be safe at the house than
Exactly.
thinking about what's going on at the house. What if pipe
Oh yeah.
what if the water freezes at the house or the pipe bursts and stuff like that and they need help or something? If I got to think like I'm an adult. I got to think like I'm in a marriage. I'm a man. So I'm like I got to make sure this is work first cuz I can give me a job. I can find a job.
Exactly.
This I can't find another one of these. I need this.
Exactly.
Work, I can find a job.
And that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand about work, man. It's like the thing to me personally, it's like when it comes down to work, I feel like it's just they ain't got no loyalty in us.
Oh,
And it's just like you so quick to fire me today and get another one in tomorrow. Seen
you
it done.
already interviewing somebody. So it's like, bro, you ain't got to sugarcoat me. So you should do everything you can to come to work. Let me tell you like this. If this ice is still on the ground and I can't drive my car, I ain't coming.
Do what I can.
I'm gonna
Man.
do what I can. But if I can't do nothing, you can't get nothing out of me. And you can fire me. I don't care. I will find another job.
And the crazy part about it, like this is the part that fucks me up about the whole situation is like the people making a call be the main one sitting in their house in front of the fireplace. Like, yeah, you need to come in and work. Like you sitting in front of your fireplace, you take your ass to
Right.
work.
You telling me, like I said, when you supposed to have managers and district managers and stuff like that, if your employees can't come in, you're supposed to be the one that goes in. But nah,
Exactly.
you gonna get mad at me because I ain't coming in. Nah, I'm not doing it. Forget that. Forget y'all. No, I'm good. Y'all gonna replace me. And if y'all can replace me, y'all will. Unless I run this place, there's no way you wouldn't replace me if something like this. Oh, what's the name? You made it to work. How come you couldn't make it to work?
What's the name might stay 2 minutes down the street and
What's the name
walk.
could walk to work?
She ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right. I stay 20 minutes away and there's ice on the ground. It's a wrap. I'm not gonna move. You be all right, bro. You be all right. One less day won't hurt you.
So
But even stuff like that, it's like being working in a hospital and working in the medical field and stuff like that. Was it like something you always wanted to do as a kid, or was it something that you learned as a kid that made you want to go, towards that angle?
so it was really learned because
Mhm.
it's like me personally, like growing up, I spent so much time just back and forth to like the hospital and
Right.
shit. and just like interacting with healthcare workers all the time, and and then it's just something that just caught my eye. Be like, okay, how can I help? Like, what
Mm-hmm.
can I do as a person? Things like that. And it's just like, as I got older, start looking at the bigger picture. And it's like, one, I'm always gonna be essential.
True.
Two, always gonna be a demand.
Facts.
And it was just like, why not pursue it? But would I tell my child to go in the medical field? Probably not.
I'm not.
Because it's just like, with it being such a demand, it's just like literally like working in a hospital, it's like there's no such thing as holidays. And
Mm-mm.
it's like that's the thing, like you have to learn to like divide that time and trying to make time for the family and just be like,
Because the
hey,
benefits and the rewards and stuff, it's great. But what you got to do to get it,
and the stuff that you miss out on, that's a different story.
right?
And like a lot of people don't see it. And then it even comes down to like friends, they be like, especially if you got like you close to people that don't work in the medical field or don't have any knowledge. They're like, oh, you just ignore me. You don't like to hang out no more. You don't like to kick it. I'm like, dude, I work a job that literally, if you want to do something big, you gotta give me a month advance.
Right.
I made to put it on my schedule. I
Mm-hmm.
don't got a job where every day of the year what's your work schedule.
Right.
You know,
I
like
work in retail, so I understand. Really, is like, bruh, no weekends. You don't know your schedule. Schedules switch every week, so you don't know what schedule you're working, and you know what holidays you get off. But you get off like that. You might get that one day off or something like that. Like in the medical field, like I said, yeah, you don't get no holidays off because uh medical problems don't stop on the holidays.
exactly. But working in retail, but as you know, working in retail, money don't stop either.
No.
It might stop the day of the major holiday, but best believe they probably gonna ramp y'all up. The
The next day, you back in. It ain't no how some people be off from Christmas through New Year's and stuff like that. Nah, pimping, you off Christmas 26th. I need you back in.
then we're gonna hand you a whole shit ton of shit because all this shit finna go on sale.
Right. So now you got to learn all these promotions. So we can do all that. See, no, you're not finna. No, you're not finna do that to me. So I understand, man. And then the probably what you see as a medical worker, that's probably tough too. Sometimes you can't just get off and go talk to somebody or something like that. It's like, man, I had one of them days. I just need to just
Gotta unwind, man.
gotta unwind because you don't know what I saw at work today.
Gotta stop by the stove.
Definitely got to stop by the store, and I'm gonna have to take a couple of these.
Liquor stores on the way home.
Right. I'm gonna grab me something to eat so I'm gonna be full. But the liquor store is, it's a Popeyes right next to the liquor store. So let me go ahead and grab my food right quick. Go right next to the stove. Let me get that one. Let me get the drink right there, and let me go ahead and head home because you could have seen people coming in, you could have seen people coming out, you could have seen, you know, people crying. It's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. And the thing about being in the medical field is like you have a job title, but it's so much broader than that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, a lot of people think that, you walk in, like you bring a patient into a hospital. A lot of people think that the patient is the only person that the nurse has to care about, but which is totally opposite because, we have to care for the patient.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be there for the family, have to reassure the family, let them know what's going on, keep
Fact.
them in the fold, because it's like people don't understand how it truly works hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause it's like, you know, you got a wife over here who's worried sick about husband who's laying in bed real sick. And it's like her health deteriorating because she's worrying about this.
Mm-hmm.
Then he can't fully recover because he's worrying about her worrying so much. So it's like having to cut all that down,
You gotta be
some people being religious and having to pray with them, and it's it's real about stepping out of comfort zones. And
right. You gotta be
man,
the survivor and help them survive while also reassuring them. But also you gotta be you gotta be have realization too that this might not get better.
exactly. I think like first going into nursing, like one of the hardest questions I ever had to answer, like no lie. I think I was probably about my fourth or fifth week on the job. Guy had a stroke. Wife come up to me and was like, "Hey, we supposed to go on a cruise in 2 months. You think he gonna be ready?" And I'm sitting here like, I don't even know how to answer this.
Yeah.
This guy done spent all these years working, just retired, first cruise, first true vacation, and it's like I can't go on because I just had a freaking stroke.
Right.
I was like, I don't even know how to answer.
Because I'm also looking at you like, you worry about this cruise right now?
Yeah,
Out of everything that could be, you worry about a cruise? Like, bro got a stroke. He might not be able to, you might not even have the same person when he leave here.
yeah. People don't see that, and it's like
That's crazy.
getting that mindset. It's like to see like a lot of people who come in is like you have some people come in never been in the hospital a day in their life, and here they sick, got to leave with about 20 different diagnoses.
Mm-hmm.
They got to go home and deal with this and learn to manage this, and it's like before you know it, this once healthy person, presumably 2 days ago, now you got to treat with all these medical diseases, and also you got to treat psychologically for depression because they don't even know what to make of all this.
Right. And they don't know what's going on. I mean, trying to trying to get everything together and all that, it's tough. And trying to be the middleman with them. You got to be the reassurer. You got to be like, yeah, everything's gonna be okay, fine, and everything like that. Knowing sometimes you just like once once you become numb to it, that's when it's really tough. When you just be like, man, it's just another day.
Yeah, like that's a that's a big thing, man. It's like getting used to it. I can't never say you ever truly get used to it.
But you know how to tolerate it.
Yeah, like at a certain point you do grow numb, like especially when the pandemic hit.
Like you might be seeing stuff left and right. You just like, girl.
Like it's just so crazy. It's like you truly have something so unknown
Mm-hmm.
that everybody's scrambling and don't know how to treat. And and I give people who like you truly have people who have their beliefs. And my whole take on the situation is like, I hear some people talk about, like I don't believe it, but at the same time, it's about being respectful. You have to respect this other person's belief. Just because you don't believe that COVID is real doesn't necessarily this person don't believe. Like just be respectful. Wear your mask around this person, and some people don't see it that way. It's just like they listen to all these different numbers on the news channel and everything, but
And some of those be real, some of those
When
don't.
you see it firsthand and
Right.
the things that you have to witness, it's a truly a different story.
Yeah, I mean, some people believe. I know that we know they fluctuate some of the numbers sometimes and stuff like that. So that stuff happens. But when you look at it, it's just like, bruh, it's real. I had a lady when I was at work the other day, and she came in and she was like, because one of the customers didn't have a mask on or trying to get the mask and everything. She was like, if they knew what I went through with catching COVID, they would have the mask on to keep themselves safe.
Right.
And she was an older lady. She was like, she was 60s, 70s. She was an older lady. And she was like, man, it wore on her. And I was like, of course, she's older, so it's gonna affect her worse. But people don't understand, just because you're young don't mean this can't get you.
No, it don't. Like man, I've seen 22-year-olds sitting there fighting for their life, literally dying every minute. You know?
It's nothing you can get. It's like, bro, no, it's people, everybody get affected to it. One of my homies that Trent used to DJ with and everything like that. He caught it. It messed up his kidneys and stuff like that. His lung, he was in the hospital. It was like, bruh, he was like, bruh, this stuff almost took me out. It was like,
It
real.
really do. You know, it's just some people, oblivious to it because you got a person here who says like, "Hey, I caught it. I ain't feel nothing."
Right. I lost my taste for a couple of weeks. I was good. Lost taste a couple of weeks. Everything came back.
I know, but I'm like, dude, but what if it was the other way around? Like you caught it and shit hit the fan. Like,
Right. Nothing came back. By the time you got your senses back, you don't even remember what happened. They could have put you in the coma. They could have put you in the coma because of this. It's like, bruh, it's crazy how people just want to get back to normal so bad that
right?
they don't care what happens.
Exactly. I'm like, if people like literally took the time to like, okay, I want to get back to normal. Like, we have to learn to give first. Like, okay, let me sacrifice. Like, let me sacrifice this amount of time so I can get back to my normal routine.
Right.
People don't want to do that.
No. They's like, okay, we've been sitting down about 5, 6 months. I think we good now. And I'm like, of course, some of the disease, because we also know that people be lying on the numbers, medical field be lying in the numbers sometimes. Yeah, these amount of people, all these people die and stuff like that, and we know it don't always be like that. So we understand that. But at the same time, even though if they are lying about this, people are still dying from this.
Right.
So it's like a 95% recovery rate. Yes, it is. And we understand that. But y'all know we've been living with the flu for years and people still die from the flu.
Exactly.
So, like, just because you can recover from it don't mean you still can't die from it. And it's also more research come out is residual effects that come from the COVID too.
Yeah, it is.
So just because you catch it and clear it don't mean it's not still in you. And I was like, so people, like I said, people just want to get back to normal. The crazy thing about it, Americans hate being told what to do. Americans hate being told what to do. That's just it. It's like, no, you sit down and do that. And I was like, bro, they telling y'all to sit down. Just everything is still open. Food places still open. You can still do a lot of different things out here.
Right.
But I think the government and them got to the point now where they don't care no more.
And man, just whatever benefits them, man. I feel like, especially for the government, whoever they can get on their side, do whatever I can for.
They just want the money to come back and roll back in so they can fund the stuff they want to fund.
Exactly.
They don't care. I mean, this the thing I used to always say about the healthcare and everything like that. I was like, we can't get free healthcare, but you guys are quick to give us free flu shots.
Like,
I'm like, free flu shots. I was like, y'all don't offer a lot of things free to us, but y'all offer the flu shot for free. I don't know if I should be trusting this.
like one thing working in the medical field, just coming to find out, it's like, you know, you hear so much, but honestly, it's so political driven.
Right.
It's so political driven. Like, I'm not even gonna front on that end. It's like you got insurance companies doing what they do now. It's like we're gonna take all these customer money, but to force the customers to be happy, you know, we gonna tell the hospitals what we ain't gonna pay.
Right.
And then it's like all that money still goes back to the hospital. Like, well, this, and this ain't getting paid by the insurance. Somebody got to pay it, so they're just gonna throw it back on the customer. It's a revolving cycle because people gonna get like, well, my insurance paid it, but it really was the hospital. Like, no, your insurance chose not to pay it, and they know that you ain't gonna look at the hospital in a certain type of way because you're gonna have to go back eventually.
Mm-hmm. I was like, and that's the biggest scam that folks need to dig into. It was like, what is really insurance? What really is insurance?
Man, that is so tricky. It is so tricky, bro.
Hey,
And like just working hand in hand with doctors is like you actually hear them discuss it. And it really does affect a treatment plan. They go extra mile because they feel like, hey, this person has the ability to cover this.
so we
And
gonna take care of him because we know they can probably give us the money.
exactly.
But this person can't
And
afford all of this, but they really need this done
and we know they're gonna have to keep coming back.
because we can only fix one thing at a time. So since we can only do one thing at a time, that's another 4 visits they're gonna have to come
Right.
because they're gonna have to payment plan us. Hey,
Yeah.
I can only do. You need $2,000 worth of treatments. Okay, I can only afford 400 right now. All right, so you got $1,200 worth of treatments. You got $2,000 worth of treatments. You can only afford 400. That means you got to come back 5 times paying $400.
Yeah. And depending on where you went to, like, especially if it's like a regular doctor's office and not ER, they forced to treat you anyway. But if like a regular doctor's office,
They ain't forced to treat
got
you.
to, they can refuse and be like, well, I can't see you until you pay what you owe.
Pay your copay and stuff like that. Until you pay this off, there's nothing we can really do. And you hate when you have to tell people that, even though I understand policies and stuff like that, but life or death or health situations, it's just like, bro, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's crazy how hard stuff is for you to do when you paying it every month.
Exactly. And and if they're and to me, if I could ever give people advice, especially when it comes to healthcare, like your cheapest route, which it may not seem that way, is gonna be a preventative method. So like when we do get insurance, like we have to find that balance to like, okay, let me go to the doctor.
We are
And
so afraid of the doctor.
yeah, because like what happens is like we'll ignore it for so long and not even think about it. And then we go, we'll be like, oh, every time I go to the doctor, something wrong. That's because we go so far afield.
Right. That's
You
true.
know, we're not able to catch it early to be like, okay, hey, sir, your cholesterol, you need to cut down on the fatty foods. You know,
Wait till we can't walk.
right? Blood pressure high. Like, hey, putting a little too much salt, eating too much fried foods.
Yeah.
So we have to do those things. We have to take care of our bodies.
Mhm.
You know that's really the only way to even to combat it because like best to believe like healthcare it is unfair.
I already know.
It is unfair.
It takes a toll on you too, and that creates even more stress when you're trying to figure out how I'm gonna pay for this. Now that's not even help. That's hurting your body even more.
Right. Because you gotta put on more stress.
Right. So it's like I feel like the medical field for people is just like how we do with our cars. We
Right.
scared to take our car to the shop because we scared of what the mechanic gonna tell us what else is wrong with the car.
Exactly. Then we sit here with nothing. Too much.
Right. And you sitting there pissed, but you go to the doctor. I was like, I hate going to the doctor because I feel like he gonna tell me something is wrong with me that I didn't want to know or didn't need to know. And you take the car to the shop. He's like, "Hey man, while you're here, you need a wheel alignment. Your traction is off." I was like, "Man, I was just trying to see what's wrong with my engine. Now you telling me all this underneath the car is messed up."
Exactly. I just told you to change my oil. Here you come.
Right. And you tell me my light my I ain't got no antifreeze in here. My steering fluid is gone. My spark plugs need changing. I was just like, bro, we were just trying to change the oil.
Exactly.
And it's crazy how different it be like that. But I know you still get pleasure and everything by working in the medical field because it's something you really like to do. But being a male in the medical field, I think that's got to be different outside being a doctor.
Man, like it is a female driven, like a female dominant workforce,
Right.
greatly outnumbered, whatever. It has its perks or whatever, being so, males being so far and few.
Mm-hmm.
Then it has its drawbacks, because everybody look to you for this. It's like, oh, we got a big strong man. Come on, lift this. Like
Right.
where it normally would be everybody take collective effort to do. Now they look for the one guy to do it.
Right.
You
Hey,
know?
can you move this in the room for me right quick? Can you go
Exactly.
grab those chairs for me? It's about 10, 15 chairs. Can you go grab those for me? Yeah.
Can you go help up, miss? What's the name out the chair? And yeah,
Yeah. I was like, what would have happened if I wasn't here? Who was you gonna ask then?
exactly.
Oh, we would have did it ourselves. So why always ask? Yeah, but that's it comes with the territory. You know what they're doing. When they give you your job description basically is whatever you need to whatever needs to be done at that time.
All right.
All right. So I mean, but you're doing something great out here, man, helping these people out, still trying to be the best person to tell them, hey, it's gonna be okay. Trying to be the middleman and create something that's very simple and something that's very calming. It's crazy, man. That it's crazy how corrupt we feel that medical is corrupt. It's crazy how we feel some of the major things that run the country we feel is corrupt as far as Medicare and the government. They work together.
You better believe
Yeah, man, and you just gotta be on the right side of it, or you know how that turn out. And then you got other countries that give free healthcare. Yeah, United States ain't never gonna get to that part.
it. No.
Uh, it's too much money. It's too much money into keep helping sick people than to cure them.
Yep. And we in too much debt.
Right. Debt that y'all created. If y'all didn't want to be nosy and jump into these wars, we wouldn't have all this debt. But y'all want to do what y'all got to do. And now look at us. We owe everybody.
Exactly.
It is what it is. But man, I appreciate you coming on and talking with me, man. And we just delve into a little bit of why the medical field was the thing that you had to do. And it's crazy how we still learning the medical field and doing things in the medical field to this day, still learning something new every day.
Exactly. It's always evolving. Trust me, nothing the same that it was yesterday.
You gotta be in school all the time learning something new. But man, man, Pank, it's been really good just catching up with you, man, and talking. It's been a really good time, and man, we definitely gonna keep in touch. That's definitely gonna happen. But everybody, it's been another episode of I'm Just Reminiscing. I want to thank my guy Pankey for coming on and talking with me for a little while. You know, we got essential jobs, that's what they call us. I'm in the communications and he in the medical. So we got essential jobs out here. But every job is essential when you need it. So it don't even matter. It's been a good time, man. Everybody that's been out there, there's been another episode of I'm Just Reminiscing. Once again, I want to thank Pankey for coming on and talking with me. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the video. You know, I got new content coming out every week. You will see him again on another one of my shows. You'll probably see him again next week or the week after that on one of my shows. So you guys stay tuned. And once again, it's been I'm Just Reminiscing. Appreciate you coming on. And we'll see you guys again next week.
All right, man. Appreciate you having me.
Appreciate it, man. You feel me?